All hail a beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. In today's video, we're discussing Lumiere Blanche from Olfactive Studio. Now, we've talked about this brand before in previous videos, and I think they have a cool brand identity as all of their fragrances are based on photo emotion. Now, Lumiere Blanche translates into white light, and this is from their black collection. Now, if you're not familiar with the brand, the black collection is the Eau de Parfum fragrances, and they also have this black capping here, so that's how you can tell them apart. Now, there's also inspired by this picture, and there's a lot going on in this picture, man. So just from a knee-jerk reaction, it looks like we have a group of people on an iceberg wearing beach attire with this super bright light in the background. So there's a lot going on there, but does that translate into something special with this fragrance, given that everything is based on photo emotion? Again, as with all fragrances within the black collection, you have this clear bottle, black writing, black cap here, and then also this black panel. I pointed at the panel and said cap, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's pretty much what you have there. Now, I was speaking to my wife about this fragrance, and she was asking, why does the composition look the way it does? And she was referencing the juice here, as it has this cloudy type of clear-ish, almost water, but super cloudy looking formula to it. So it almost looks like you're boiling rice in some water, and it's like super cloudy. So obviously this is based on a photo. So I showed her the photo, and she said, ha ha. Well, she didn't do that at all, but she thought it made sense, and I do as well. Now, your note breakdown for Lumiere Blanche is going to include cinnamon, you have star anise, and then you also have cardamom in the top. In the mid, you have iris, you also have almond milk and cashmere wood, and then in the base, you have some tonka bean and woody notes along with some musk. And that's pretty much what you get with this fragrance. With Lumiere Blanche, in the top on first spray, I get a bunch of spice, but I also get some creaminess in this as well. It's like this nice milky creaminess. Now, in the top of this, you get a trio of spice, right? So you have that star anise, you have that cinnamon, and then you also have that cardamom. But I get more of the cinnamon in the top, and it's more this authentic type of style without being really off-putting. So if you're into like having cinnamon in your coffee, or having cinnamon in your breakfast, or having cinnamon in your snacks, it really doesn't matter. You're going to get that authentic type of cinnamon smell, but it doesn't come off to be too spicy or overpowering. As the fragrance begins to transition from that top, you begin to get more of that almond milk, and it's ever so apparent that the almond milk is providing this creaminess that's really brought into this fragrance in a cooling way. And I think it's really done in a unique manner, given that there's a lot of spicy notes in this scent, and again, that almond milk just brings it this creamy, milky / cooling type of vibe. To me, I would classify this one as a semi-gourmand type of fragrance without that sweet vanilla that we generally would find in a fragrance with this type of style. Now, with that being said, there is some adequate sweetness within this. Given the tonka bean, it really brings that in, but I would say it does that without making this fragrance a sweet fragrance. As all is said and done, and this thing is really beginning to just fully dry down, you begin to get hints of those wood notes. And I would say that after the top dissipates, you begin to get that in the mid, and it just goes throughout the entire life cycle. There are like 2 or 3 different types of wood notes in this fragrance, and again, they become ever apparent as that milkiness and creaminess, and it's like boom, right there in the backbone. Discreet, sexy, clean, just some of the things that come to mind when I think about this fragrance here. Overall, I would say that this fragrance is not too light, it's not too heavy, it's not too sweet, it's not too spicy. This is just right. This one is sharp, it's fresh, it's clean, and it provides this smooth suede-like feel when you are wearing it. It's like a suede in liquid form. Now I'm gonna channel my inner Ray J here, and if I had one wish, listen, man, if I had one wish about this fragrance here, it would really be that it steps up its performance, and not overall performance, more so specifically speaking to its projection. All in all, I think this is a solid scent. It's one that I enjoy, and I think a lot of people out there will like as well, but it really lacks in terms of projection. Listen, This one here really projects for about a foot or so, and I think that if it had a bit more strength in terms of projection, then it would be a lot stronger in terms of compliments. As far as longevity goes, it's not bad. You're gonna get between 6 and 8 hours of longevity. Traditionally, you might get something a bit more with the EDP, but this one is a nice spring and summer scent, and you're still getting that type of performance with some notes that may go away a little quickly. Listen, I think that when I speak about this one being creamy, being milky, being spicy, that some of it is going to be lost in translation, as you have to really smell this thing to truly understand what this brings to the fragrance game. As I was saying, man, if I had one wish, the performance could be stepped up just a bit more. On my skin, this one quickly turns into a skin scent, but again, the longevity is there, but it's just in a lighter format. Personally, I think that if this thing projected a bunch more, this would be a great compliment monster fragrance. However, what you're gonna have to settle for is a low compliment factor, is if you're not wearing this in a close encounter situation, that it's not gonna pop off of the skin, it's not gonna pop off your clothes. A lot of people aren't going to be able to detect it, but if you're in a close encounter situation, you're snuggling, you know, you got someone who is attracted to you or that you may be having a solid conversation with, and they're leaning in a bit more, they're gonna be able to smell it, and then this is likely going to be a point of your conversation, as this thing does smell amazing. Now the pricing for this one isn't bad, especially when compared to other niche fragrances out there. This one was made by one of my favorite perfumers, Cdon Le Censeur, who has done a lot of work for Kilian. Again, I think this one is very high quality, nice scent, could get additional bump in terms of the performance, but again, it's not priced bad. This one's gonna range between $115 and $195, which isn't bad, and it gets a lot better if you hook up with my people over at Crystal Fragrance. Listen, she's gonna go ahead and hook you up. I got 2 discount codes located down below for you, which is going to help you out along your journey. Listen, if you go ahead and pick up one of these fragrances, just use the code BBB Olfactive 100 and you'll be able to get a 10 ml of their Eau de Parfum fragrances or a 5 ml of their Extrait de Parfum fragrances with your purchase of a 100 ml bottle, or you can use the code BBB Olfactive 50, and if you're purchasing a 50 ml bottle, you're going to get a 5 ml decant of the Black Line or Eau de Parfum fragrances, or a 2 ml decant of the Parfum Extract fragrances. So make sure you check them out. I'll have everything linked and listed down below for you to check them out over at Crystal Fragrance. And now, again, if you're not a fan of this one, which I don't see why you wouldn't be, there are a ton of other fragrances within their lineup. Or if you purchase anything else for her, I got codes down below as well, and that's always good savings. So if you're thinking about picking this one up, again, this one is going to be a nice close encounter fragrance. Specifically, this is going to do a bit better for you in the spring and summer, which is a bit different as it comes to being this spicy type of scent. But I think that creaminess and that milkiness within this fragrance really allows this thing to shine in a warmer weather situation. With that being said, if you wanted to utilize this during the fall and winter, I believe you could. Obviously, if you're in a temperature control environment, that's probably better, but I don't think this one is going to cut through enough to really do you a lot of justice in the fall and winter. So if you're going to do it, make sure you're in a climate control environment. If I had to give this thing a rating, I would give it an 8.5. I think this one loses some points for the projection, at least to me. I feel like this thing smells so good that I want everyone to smell it, so I need this one to pop off the skin a bit more. But if I was basing it on the premise of being a strictly, you know, a close encounter situation type of fragrance, then, you know, it would move up on the list. But overall, I think this one deserves it 8.5. This is a great smelling fragrance. It has good performance on it in terms of the longevity. I just wish it projected a tad bit more. This one is unique. Again, this one is clean, it's discreet and sexy. If you have this one in your collection, comment down below and let me know about it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this fragrance. But before you go, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win a discovery pack courtesy of Crystal Fragrance. Listen, man, all you have to do is comment down below on this video of your most breathtaking experience. You know, where do you like this fragrance to take you back to? What we'll do is we'll randomly select 3 winners and get you out a sample pack. It is that easy. This will run 1 week from today's video. Look for yourself on Instagram. So there you have it. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. All details are sit down below. But before you go, hit the goddamn